Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is freedom in restriction. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these a while ago, and the world has completely changed since then. So if I encounter anything that seems out of date, I will give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Freedom in restriction. I don't read these beforehand, so it's going to be interesting to see what this topic is about. I think there's a quote by Nelson Mandela, who spent most of his adult life imprisoned in South Africa, that you are only as free as your mind. You can be under enormous physical restrictions, but you, as consciousness, are always free. This morning, someone on Facebook who lives in Israel posted a link for 25 ways to tie a scarf. I was giving myself some downtime. It led me to looking for boots and then discovering an older post for a protest at the White House the next weekend. I'm currently 10 miles from the White House. I could go there in my fashionably tied scarf and my yet to be purchased boots. Except I couldn't leave my mother unattended for that amount of time. She'd go scampering around her kitchen without her walker, fall and break her hip, and we'll be back in the hospital, and this time is something operable on top of recovering from radiation treatment for lung cancer. Shoot me now. This reminds me of when I was a new mother at the age of 27. I was used to dogs, but having a small person dependent on me was a tough adjustment. Many times I wished I could just leave the baby on the floor on newspaper with a bowl of water. But as many people know, new motherhood is more than the lack of sleep and dirty diapers. And elder care is more as well. There's a deeper spiritual experience going on, whether you're ushering in a new life and helping that being inhabit a new body and incorporating it into the physical, or ushering them out as they're slowly or quickly disincorporating. I am only as free as my thoughts. Maybe I can leave my mother for a few hours on a Sunday and she'll be okay. Or maybe being in Lafayette Square isn't as important as looking through family photos that afternoon. Whatever your restrictions are, they don't define you. If you're unemployed, if you're divorcing, if you're grieving, that isn't who you are. It's the rich and juicy experience that you're going through. No matter how small and constricted you feel you are always infinite. I just wrote that sentence while sitting at a Starbucks on Connecticut Avenue in the district, and a little toddler in bright pink stopped slurping her apple juice and stared intently at me. Yep, infinite. When you remember you are infinite, then you're no longer struggling against your restrictions, since you created them. Nothing is happening to you. They aren't doing it deliberately, although it is deliberately happening in so much as you've popped it into your hologram. Your freedom is to react or respond. Your freedom is your inner repose. Many years ago, going through my divorce, I stood on a beach and intensely grieved the loss of my house and land, where I'd given birth to my children and buried my pets. I felt like I was a steward of that land. I'd grown a co-creative garden with nature there. Instantly, I flashed on the realization that I'm a steward of the whole world. Every tree and park is mine. I'd lost my property, but had gained the world. What restrictions are you bumping up against? What impositions are you resisting? This week, turn it around and turn within. The conflict out there isn't real. Those that seem so powerful are actually powerless. As consciousness, you are creating it all. Give yourself moments, mental mini breaks. There is infinite freedom in a moment staring out the window or enjoying sunlight filtering through autumn leaves. Try this whenever you think of it this week and see what happens. And I jotted down here, by the way, nothing is ever what it seems on the surface. After watching the scarf tying video this morning, I looked at the tutorial given and imagined that the woman, Wendy, was raised by people who recognized her specialness. She reflected such joy and ease in her videos. Well, nothing was further from the truth. Wendy was a foster care kid, carrying her belongings in a plastic bag, fearing she'd be homeless when she left the system when she reached 18. Freedom comes out of restriction, too. So that was Wendy's lookbook. I think she might still be on Instagram. You might find her on Facebook. So that's interesting because we're actually going through this amazing experience of expansion, and a lot of restrictions are disintegrating. And at the same time, what I'm noticing is, as I'm experiencing this expansion and this incredible joy in my life, there there are still restrictions there. They just don't feel quite as restrictive. And actually, I can see a storyline coming up where there might be an experience of more restriction. I am constantly creating my reality as consciousness, and I'm right now noticing that reality is reorganizing in my favor in ways that I couldn't possibly imagine. So when you take a break from focusing on all the restrictions, that gives you the opportunity to turn within and experience the freedom that we all have beyond our physical form. So if you like these videos, please click the like button and subscribe, and also share these with your family and friends, and also on your social media. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you an expanded perspective of your life and of your world. And if you want some manifestation techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is my self-study course where you can learn energetic techniques that can create profound changes in your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can learn about my individual sessions where I look at you as consciousness and what's going on in your life today. And then I can answer any questions you might have, whether it's about relationships, whether it's about money. If you're planning a move, I can also talk to dead people, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to learn how to navigate as consciousness yourself, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching program where I work with you one-on-one and give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.